Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to a new episode of the Late Night Lake Show podcast powered by Prize Picks. It is your hosts, Ricky, Kwame, and Omar. We got the whole gang. You're wondering why. It's playoff time, baby. The Los Angeles Lakers have qualified for the play-in tournament as the 7th seed. They'll be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday for the right of that 7th seed to go on to face the Memphis Grizzlies. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves and start talking about the Memphis series. Maybe we will at the end. But today's episode, we are going to just take one quick exhale on a crazy-ass season that was. Kind of just look back at the big moments in the regular season that kind of shaped us to where the Lakers are at today. And then we're going to set our eyes on our opponent. Big Purr is coming into crypto.com arena with the Ant-Man to try to upset the Lakers, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we're going to get into all that. If you guys aren't already, make sure you are subscribed to Late Night Lake Show wherever you get your hashtag good content. Fellas, we've made it. The train has officially stopped. I cannot even begin to explain the wide-ranging emotions that I think we've all gone through over these past 5-6 months of the NBA season. But here we are today, April 10th, year of our Lord 2023. The Los Angeles Lakers are 43-39. They finished last in the Pacific Division, which I honestly don't think there's ever been a point in time that every member of the Pacific Division has ever made the playoffs. And if the Lakers take care of business on Tuesday, that's going to be a first. So we're looking forward to that. The strongest division in basketball, I think, is fair to say. But nonetheless, the Lakers finished the season 7th in the West. They net out as the 20th best offensive team and the 11th best defensive team, notwithstanding all of the crazy-ass changes that happened during the season. So just to kick it off, our superstars are relatively healthy going into the money-making moments. Omar, I haven't talked to you in a minute, brother. Just talk to me about how we ended up at our final destination as the 7th seed and kind of just your look back on this season. What are some of the key moments that stood out to you most, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said train. I look at it more of like a roller coaster ride. It had so many ups and downs,
Yeah.
and there was a point I think you and I and even Kwame, like we had personal text messages and phone calls. We're like, man, this is getting tough. Like these games are so tough to watch, and the way we were losing these games, like either it's the officiating, it's Mr. Hands in his pockets, making, interesting decisions,
Yeah.
or just injuries just coming and coming at the, bad timing. Right. So, man, I can't, if you ask me even at the trade deadline, if you ask me, we go from 13th seed to the 7th seed, possibly the 6th and 5th, like that was still in play on Sunday, which was crazy. I could have never imagined that. And then having, I think it was the second best record in the NBA post All-Star break. I think the team went 16-7, which was their goal. And, a lot of us thought that wasn't going to be possible because LeBron goes down after that epic Mavs comeback win. AD stays relative. I think AD played the most games he played all season this year since the first year back. I think he played 62 out of 82. So shout out to him, which is crazy. And then the rest of our guys, they just really stepped up. Like, that the trades that we made, D'Lo, we had our, his injuries have kind of been up for conversations, but like when he's played and everyone's been healthy, the team has looked really good. What do you guys know what the record is when they're all starting? I know they were undefeated at one point. I'm not sure if they dropped the game, which was.
Yeah, I think the Clippers' loss would be their only loss. So I think they went 7-1 with the quote unquote main pieces all playing. So impressive, right? And like you just said, the Lakers were the second best team since the All-Star break. So I mean, this is a real basketball team. No matter what people say, the team started 2-10, right? And then turned into a 7 seed. So if anything, I think your point just about this being a roller coaster, brother, I've thrown up 3 times.
Yeah.
Like you said, Kwame's texted me saying that he's not sure if he's leaving the house for a couple of days till he gets his mentals together. Like this shit was very, very spooky at times. Kwame, at the lowest, this was a roster that was going on year 2 of just bad, unnecessary, just random bad news. To end up as a 7 seed today, man, I think this is nothing less than a 180. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, a full turnaround, man. We almost achieved our goal. Had we not tricked off 1 or 2 games down the stretch, we avoid the play-in completely. But to come from where we came from, man, I'll tell you, there's some low points of this season. I didn't even know what to do with myself. Watching the games felt like I was just torturing myself. It was a real tough grind, injury after injury, this guy out, that guy out. Ham just standing there watching his team get obliterated, not calling timeouts, this, that, the third. A tough season indeed, and to end up where we ended up is honestly insane. And the best part is I don't think we're done yet. I think these guys are still hungry. The trade, put a new shot of life into our arms, and it looks like they're back. So I'm excited to see what we do on Tuesday and even beyond. But man, I couldn't have asked for a better end to such a nightmare season than what we had. These last 2 months, I've actually enjoyed basketball. I've had fun. I've been able to watch the games. I'm excited when I see a Laker game coming up. Before, I'm like, oh, yay. But another scheduled loss. Like, it sucked, man. I was not having a good time. But now it's completely different. This team looks like they're enjoying themselves. It's new energy. It feels great. So honestly, I'm just excited for what they bring, man. And this team, I hope they can continue the momentum, and I hope they don't stop getting greedy. Like LeBron said, get greedy. It's hey, have fun too, but fun.
Right.
It's always fun to win, right? Nobody
Right.
has fun losing. So when you win, there's fun. So yeah, I'm just excited that we were able to dig ourselves out of that hole, and we still got some work to do if we want to achieve the goal that they set out at the beginning of this season. So little ways to go, but I'm happy where we are. I'm very happy where we are.
And not to be completely petty, but to absolutely be completely petty. Do you guys remember during the Lakers' rough start to the season, there were some fans down in the bayou talking about some tank for Wemby and that pick swap that the Lakers owe the Pelicans for the Anthony Davis trade. They thought that was about to come back and be the sweetest of revenge on Lakers fans. Well, when you look at the standings today, Pels Nation, sitting at the 9th seed, yes, you had the opportunity, just like the Lakers, to move up as high as 6th, but you didn't today. And now, you might want to keep that pick, and we'll revisit this next year. Omar, were there any other quick little fan bases that you remember that was kind of tap dancing on our graves at the time that we just want to say thank you for the motivation? Am I missing anyone? Obviously, the Celtics fans, they have the right to tap dance on graves at the time. They've earned that. Clippers fans, be careful. You got the Reaper first round. So, hey, am I missing anyone else that wanted us dead during the season?
I'll give a shout out to Patrick Beverly.
Yes.
And shout out to Austin Reeves for hitting that floater on him and then calling him too small, too short. Because I remember as soon as he signed with the Bulls, he's like, I can't wait till we face the Lakers. I want to be the one to personally knock them out of the playoff contention. And, he definitely got his lick back on that first game. LeBron, it was his first game. I knew what was expected that game. When LeBron coming back, everyone's kind of like, okay, let's see what he got. But that second game, we definitely got our revenge. But yeah, shout out to Patrick Beverly. He's enjoying his podcast life. And I know the Bulls are the 10th seed, but that'll be their expectation.
I'm gonna be honest, Pat had a lot of talking, but now they got to win 2 games on the road to get a play-in spot. They are the 10 seed. They got to beat the Toronto Raptors, who have a bunch of 6'9" try-hard Africans on their team, which is going to be very tough to beat for them. And then if somehow they manage to win that, they got to play either Atlanta, who squashed them like a week ago without Trae Young, or the Miami Heat, who's just, hey, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, he turns into a different player, even though I'm still not a fan of the guy. And that's his old team. He's probably looking out for some revenge there. So, hey, shout out to Pat Bev, but it might be an early vacation for you, my brother. Blessings.
He said blessings. Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of how it goes. I think his two goals were to make the playoffs and to keep the Lakers out of the playoffs.
I
So
think he's going to
Pat,
achieve neither.
Pat, you might pull up an 0 for 2, my brother. Real quick news before we lock in and focus on the matchup with the Timberwolves. The Lakers made a couple of roster additions. Incoming is Shaq Harrison, most formerly on the Portland Trail Blazers, doing a little work up there before he was released. Lakers pick him up. Incoming. Pause. I think I should say that before mentioning this guy. Tristan Thompson. You are a Los Angeles Laker. This will be the second Kardashian adjacent basketball player to wear the purple and gold, most notably former Laker legend Lamar Odom kind of indoctrinated us to Khloe Kardashian. And now we get to spin the block, baby. Fellas, thoughts on Tristan? I don't know which hand to shoot with Thompson joining the Lakers. Do you expect either guys to get minutes during tomorrow's matchup against the Timberwolves?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. I hope not. I mean, hey, Shaq Harrison, I'm actually down for. Great defender, good size at 6'4" at the point guard position. I think he can offer some great defensive utility, especially if Dennis might be a little fluky in the backcourt with his health. But again, just adds another positional defender where I think we may be a little weak. So I'm not mad at it. I like the Shaq Harrison move, especially as end of the season roster addition. Now Tristan Thompson, Tristan Thompson hasn't played meaningful basketball, and I can't tell you how long. I mean, he was kind of a little bit of a journeyman. Yeah, he was just on the jump with Malika Andrews. He's a reporter now at this point. Now he's gonna come on and roll with the purple and gold. But maybe this is reminiscent of the 2020 season where we had the late addition to J.R. Smith before we went to the bubble, and didn't really play a ton, but locker room vibes, 2016 revival, whatever you want to call it. I'd be very interesting to know what Tristan Thompson's ability on the basketball court is. Again, he's a little bit of a smaller center. I mean, he's 6'9". Can't really shoot, doesn't really space the floor. He was a hustle guy in his prime, but he's a little older now, so I'd be interested to see what kind of impact he's going to provide. Again, he does have some familiarity with LeBron, but I was kind of shocked with the move. I wish this move would have came a lot earlier, especially when Mo Bamba was hurt. Then maybe he could have got some earlier reps or whatever it may have been. But, it seems like Bamba has found himself squarely in Darvin Ham's doghouse along with Lonnie Walker. So I don't think they're getting out anytime soon. I might get a free Mo Bamba shirt, from them spray painters in the hood. But yeah, it's tough out here. But I'm not mad at either edition, I guess. I feel like I would have rather had a guy like, still, I think Dwight Howard could be serviceable. I know people really like Boogie. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of other centers that we probably could have grabbed. Tristan Thompson was pretty far down on my list, but
Kwame,
here we are.
You know why he's here.
Yeah,
you know why he's here, brother.
Yeah, we know. Clutch doesn't lose, bro. Clutch doesn't lose. Yeah, he's a clutch client. Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna look out for their guys. So again, if he's the locker room presence, that's good. I don't expect him to play a ton unless guys are deep in foul trouble. But I do really like the Shaq Harrison addition. Tristan Thompson, I'm neutral on.
Omar, do you see Shaq Harrison actually getting deployed for some job minutes? Say the Lakers do get down the line to play Memphis. I think Shaq is. I think Tristan might be more breaking case of emergency. I actually see Darvin with taking a look at Shaq's size and saying, you know what? He might be good out there with D'Angelo Russell or Dennis Schroeder. Do you see Darvin actually pressing that button and getting back into his crazy bag of deploying Shaq Harrison out during playoff minutes?
I actually do think he could get some minutes. Here's why. I think the main reason why is that he was actually on the South Bay team, so they're a little bit more familiar with the system that the parent team plays with. So I think that's probably the thing that he can fall back on, that like he knows what he's there for. It's point of attack defense, play out there as hard as you can for this next 3, 4, 5 minute shift and do what you can to bother. Just mix things up for on John Morant, right? I could even see, outside of Shaq Harrison on John Morant, I could see Vando on him. I could see Dennis Schroeder on him, them doubling him. Like, I think they're just going to give him as many looks as possible. And like you said, I mean, and I think it was reported too, like if for any reason, if there's like any insurance that was needed, these two guys are there, right? So if it's fouls, if it's injuries, and Kwame, you laid it perfectly with the analysis of both guys, like what they bring. I think they're just here for insurance if we break in glass in terms of if we need it. But Shaq could probably get some playing time.
I probably should have started this combo out by just giving a shout out to Yvonne Reed.
Yo, guys, I got breaking news for you guys.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert is suspended for the Timberwolves Lakers playing game on Tuesday.
Of course he fucking is. Wow. Wow.
At least they got 2 chances, so they can get another chance.
Rudy, you dumb motherfucker, man. I just gotta say, can I just say for 1 second in the show, you are by far one of the least aware max players that I have ever watched play basketball, brother. Like, this is, I've always referred to him as patient zero, but now you're punching players on the sidelines, and now you suspended when your team needed you most after they traded a bazillion first-round picks and a prospect to get you.
Insane.
Rudy, you might not be worth shit, man. You might not be worth it. Kwame, I know you saw Taurean Prince getting ready to knock his ass out, and he wasn't even part of the squabble.
They tired of him, man. They're tired of him out there. It's
so
obvious. And they packed up their whole team for that man, sent all their players and 1 million picks for this dude.
Can I just say something? Everyone was talking trash. Like, everyone from the organization was talking trash about D'Lo, about how he was the cancer on the team. It was fucking Rudy Gobert, and D'Lo was the one who was fed up with him because he doesn't do, like, he's a point guard. You're supposed to be playing with him in terms of how things operate in a pick and roll. He wasn't listening to what D'Lo says because he's the super max guy. He's the highest paid guy on the team, but he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to listen to his point guard. And then it got to a point where D'Lo wouldn't pass him the ball. So obviously things were kind of, weren't working, right? But D'Lo was not the reason why things kind of fell apart. He actually, I don't know if you guys remember, when Cat went down, D'Lo kind of had a crazy ass month where they went like 12-5 or something like that. Something crazy like that. But Rudy, you are a dumbass.
Yeah, the baguette bioterrorist has not had a good streak since starting COVID. Yeah, patient zero over here. Now he's punching out his teammates, man. Crazy. Oh, hey, unfortunate for them. But
is this an NBA suspension or a team? Probably a team,
probably
right?
Team. Yeah, I would say it's team. So I mean, honestly, sucks for them. I wish we could have fought them at full strength, but all I need for the Lakers to do is not play down to the competition. I know you see a couple guys out. Don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. Handle business and go home. Handle business. I was going to make that
same point. I kind of wanted this to be like a test.
Yeah.
And I think it still will be. I think Timberwolves team is really good. Yeah. But like not having Naz Reid, not having Rudy Gobert, McDaniels is out, right?
Yeah.
I think you guys said that. Not having those three.
And you got to bring up another. I'm sorry, Jay. You have had a phenomenal year, young man. You have a bright future in this league. Future. I hope this last game was a big lesson in your career. I understand the frustration of being ruled out for the rest of the game, but then to walk into the locker room or walk down the tunnel and do what literally you have grown up watching athletes do, and then find out the bad results of them. You punch the damn wall, bro. You know who's undefeated? The fucking wall.
Does anyone know why he punched the wall?
He was mad because he was ruled out for the rest of the game. I think he was frustrated with whatever other injury he had. Like, bro squared up against the reigning, undefeated heavyweight champ of the world and lost.
The wall doesn't lose, bro.
Never.
Jay, I won't. We won't get on you too much, man. Frustration, you'll learn from it. Broken hand, obviously it doesn't. They haven't said he's not playing, but his hand's fucking broke. So if the Lakers lose to a one-handed Jaden McDaniel, I don't know what to tell you. But wow, thank you for the breaking news, Omar. The baguette bioterrorist is out.
Dunzo.
Yeah, Lakers got to take care of business Tuesday. Then you can rest until Sunday for Game 1 in Memphis.
Yep.
So. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm actually going to take a look at the prices for Game 1 in Memphis. See if me and Kwame can sneak our asses down to Tennessee for the weekend. Late Night Lake Show. We'll be right back.
The Late Night Lake Show podcast is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best legal way to play daily fantasy player props in states like California, New York, Texas, and more. You pick 2 to 5 players and an over-under on their projections, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry. The best part is you can mix players from different sports. You could take the over on LeBron combined with the under on Mahomes in the same entry. Prize Picks is the easiest way to play daily fantasy because it's just you versus the projected numbers. Just use our promo code LNLS and any deposit you make can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. So go support the brand and go win you some money. It's the best of both worlds. Again, use our promo code LNLS.
Yeah, no, man. All right, so we will monitor this situation closely. This
Very closely.
might actually be something. We could get in that bad boy under 150. That might be something to look at. Anyways, Late Night Lake Show. We're back. As you guys just heard, Rudy Gobert will not be a part of the play-in equation. Make better choices, sir. But we will start locking in on the remaining Minnesota Timberwolves that are playing. Kwame has the breakdown of just our fun exposure with the T-Bulls this season, and then we'll just take a look at see what the Lakers need to do to make sure that they secure that date with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so we've played the Timberwolves 3 times this season. Unfortunately, Lakers went 1-2 against them. Timberwolves won the first game on October 28th, and we didn't have Anthony Davis that game. They won 111 to 102. We played them again on March 3rd. They won 110 to 102. We had no LeBron that game either. And then the third matchup, we had the only player missing was Mo Bamba. This is after the trade on March 31st. Lakers won 123-111. So honestly, with the fully healthy team, Lakers have had the advantage. I mean, I know the Timberwolves won't come in with their full squad, so unfortunately that might change things a bit. But if we look on the season, the Timberwolves offensive rating was 113.3, which ranks 23rd in the NBA. The Lakers were 20th. The Wolves defensive rating was 113.1, which was 10th. Lakers rank at the 11th, and their net rating was 0.2. So not a big net rating there, but they have a top 10 defense, I think largely for Jaden McDaniels. I think I saw a stat like he was like one of the few players that have like registered like 1,000 minutes defending like all NBA players, and he actually served really well. So I think he's probably a big reason why their defensive rating was as high as it is, and him not expected to play. Well, he won't be playing. Sorry, not expected. Him not playing in our playing matchup, I think is gonna hurt them a little bit. I mean, they're gonna have to rely on the talents of Kyle Anderson and Taurean Prince to slow down LeBron James. Probably sprinkle in a little bit of Ant Edwards, but I'll be honest. I think the Lakers have a pretty solid advantage here, especially being down Naz Reid as well as Rudy Gobert now. There's really no reason that the Lakers should fumble this bag here. We should handle business.
Words.
We should handle business quickly, and let's rest till Sunday. Take on Memphis. I like what we're looking at, guys. How y'all feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson's not going to play, so that's awesome.
He should not.
we're not gonna need another big to put out there, but kind of like what you said, missing all those guys, everyone kind of gets slotted out of place. So now LeBron gets to attack Taurean Prince, he gets to attack Kyle Anderson. Anthony Davis Cat is not known for defense whatsoever, so Lakers are probably going to put him in a bunch of pick and rolls. It's going to be Austin Reeves, AD pick and roll, or LeBron James and D'Lo pick and roll over and over and over and over again, and just get Cat out of the paint, and they're just going to do their best to get to the paint and just attack them over and over again. The only guy I honestly worry about is Ant. He could go off, and it's a 1-game situation. So like if like that one random player on the Wolves goes like 6 from 9, Mike Conley, I'm looking at you.
Oh man, Laker killer.
Yeah, he's the Laker killer. So like that's the only thing that like I'm fearful of, because it's a 1-game situation. It's single eliminate. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But again, like what we know right now is like everything is like on a silver platter for us to just take advantage from the jump. Bring high intensity. I think AD and LeBron need to set a tone like from the jump. You know how they do, right? Like when the game tips off and they have like 8 or 10 or like a majority of the points, like they mean business. That's what I want to see from them. And then from there, like the role players can kind of just fill in the gaps and just take care of business. The good thing is they played their last game at home, so they've been chilling at home. Play this game on Tuesday, kind of, this is like your dress rehearsal for the Memphis game on Sunday, and just, take care of business.
You said it perfectly, Omar. I think even more specifically, this is a great Anthony Davis, really getting his work in, right? Like a lot of the pieces that could cause him trouble are now no longer in the paint. I think AD can live down there. I think just building on that chemistry between D'Lo and AD, kind of working through that pick and roll, and him as a role man, I think you're going to see that on repeat on Tuesday. As far as Ant, obviously this man is going to continue to ascend in the NBA as an all-star superstar talent. You got to look out for guys that could just go off like this in a one-game, elimination series, as you said. But I'm gonna be honest, I think Ant's mind might be on some other stuff after the Rudy Gobert little dust up between Rudy and Kyle Anderson. After the game, Anthony Edwards said, "I want to be surrounded by a group of guys who got one common goal. Team chemistry and everything. A situation like the Milwaukee Bucks, for example, all about winning and togetherness. I just want what's best for my future." And big words, brother. This is probably, except for his ones that he got in trouble with, probably the biggest words that he said, recorded in his NBA career. Those should not be taken lightly by the Minnesota front office because they do have an emerging superstar on their hands. And if he's saying heading into a single game elimination or the play-in tournament, right, that he's kind of getting a little fatigued from what sounds like the bullshit that goes on in Minnesota since he's been there, I don't even know if this is going to be his mind might be elsewhere. So I think, Ant, what you should do, get your copywriters together, get your PR people together, and let's just start formalizing this request now. Just get your notes, just outlines, right? Let's work in outline buckets, your points. You're very well spoken, we see. Let's just get them together. So then after the game and on Wednesday morning, before you take off for the Bahamas or wherever wealthy people go to vacation, just drop the trade. Just drop the trade demand, brother. And let's really get this started. Join the likes of Trae Young, that apparently is potentially going to be shopped this summer. Just throw your name in the hat and say, you know what? You traded your future for a Frenchman. I don't think I can live with that in Minnesota anymore. Am I crazy for Ant Edwards potentially being unhappy and wanting out of Minnesota based on his comments, boys?
I don't think so. I think it's probably a little early in his career to already be talking about get me the hell out of here, like for real. But I mean, I can see it. I think they've had marginal success while he's been there. I mean, out of his 3 years, they've been to the playoffs twice. So I guess this is another opportunity. I mean, despite, kind of an interesting season, Cat missing a big majority of time and, them still ending up in the 8th seed. Isn't bad for them. I mean, they get 2 chances to still make the playoffs. I mean, they're going to lose to us on Tuesday, and they get another opportunity against likely either the Pelicans or the Thunder. So they get 2 chances to squeak in. Then they get to play, the Denver Nuggets. So
get the Nuggets.
I can see Ant being all right, but again, I know he's a hungry dude. He wants to win, and the front office is going to have to cater more towards him than Cat or whatever they thought who their franchise player was. They need to throw all those drafts out. It needs to be Ant Edwards. That kid's got it. So whatever they need to do to appease to him, they need to take notes from, well, I guess not really Mark Cuban, but the same mindset of how Mark Cuban's like, we got to do whatever to keep Luka here. They need to do whatever to keep Ant Edwards over in Minnesota. But if he leaves, it's going to be back to the dark days in the slums, Timberwolves fans. So please, whatever y'all got to do, sign a petition, storm Target Center, whatever y'all got to do to make sure Ant Edwards is happy. And if that's getting rid of the Frenchman, then so be it.
Speaking of catering, Zion Williamson seemed to be a big fan of Ant Edwards after their post game. He came up to him and was like, "Man, Hooper to Hooper, I just really love how you come out and attack the game." So, I'm glad all the guys are complimentary of each other. And Ant, bright future. We'll see. We're monitoring this situation closely because that would not be a small thing if he'd say, "Get me the hell up out of Minnesota."
Real quick on the Ant thing. Sorry, he's still under his. I was just looking at his contract. He's still under his rookie contract, so he has one more year after this one. So he probably wants either he wants to get traded to another team, so they have his bird rights. But the only problem is that Minnesota won't be able to get really equal value.
And
Yeah.
on a rookie deal, you're not getting
That's
nothing
sick.
out of that.
That is sick, Nick. Yeah, unless you attach it to a bigger salary, obviously. But then that's just a gargantuan trade. Anyways, and Minnesota probably the last thing they're thinking about is flipping Ant. But it's a superstar-driven league, and we'll see. Maybe before the next CBA comes out, we'll get one. We'll get a rookie, a guy on a rookie deal requesting a trade out. So
Right.
Real quick, fellas, we have a business decision we need to make here at Late Night Lake Show. The paperwork has been filed. Late Night Lake Show is officially incorporated. So yay, we are official business and all the great things that come with that. Again, thank you guys for all the support there. More to come on that side. But with that, you have to, of course, like get your trademarks for your business names and all that stuff. Do I need to go back and now file a Rui Hachimura network trademark for the brand? Because we're getting at a point now, man, where I don't think I can like a player in a shorter time frame than what he has provided the joy for me for our Lakers this season. I'm not alone. LeBron James has damn near said everything, but Rui needs to be out on the floor with me because this brother knows what to do when I pass him the ball. Kwame, we talked about Roy a lot offline, man. But when you watch Roy kind of just fit so naturally around superstars with LeBron and Anthony Davis, where do you see his potential developing into as far as what role he could be on this Lakers team? Not just for this season, man, but you keep expanding that role. Roy might really be one of them ones.
Yeah, man. I mean, this guy can do it all. Well, almost it all. But
the
his game
three
again,
is still in Washington. We're waiting for it to ship over.
Three quite hasn't shown up, and I haven't seen much of his passing game. But I mean, I don't think that's what he's out there to do. I mean, again, his game is very patterned, much like Kawhi Leonard's. I know it's that's been kind of the comparison made widely, but very similar. Mid-range master, gets to his spots. Very a strong player. Can attack the rim. Kind of very in his demeanor, but loves to get to his spots. Great player though, man. I like what he's been able to do, especially since I guess it's after his benching in Chicago. I mean, he's definitely turned up the intensity, especially on the 50-50 balls and the rebounding tip. It's been great. I mean, he's had some highlight blocks in these past couple games. He's been a great addition. And again, instant scoring punch. You could just get him the ball in the wing and he'll just go to work. He'll get you a turnaround fadeaway. He'll get to the rim, do whatever. And honestly, it was such a treat to watch him and LeBron share the floor and them kind of doing their two-man pick and roll. And LeBron was hitting him. He was getting dunk after dunk after dunk. He's just a very smart player. And honestly, again, I know there was some questions about him very early on. What kind of role could he provide? But again, he's just a great scoring punch. Especially in the bench, integrating with, a starter or two, whether it's D'Lo, LeBron, or AD. I think he's a great compliment to all three of those players. And again, now that he's kind of taken that challenge of, I don't always need to have the ball. I've seen that step. I mean, even the last time we played the Timberwolves, he was fantastic guarding Karl Anthony Towns. Like having that, size deficit, but he was pushing him out the paint, very strong in his body. I mean, he's a big dude, man. He's not a small man out there, and I'm glad that, he's using them tools to throw some opponents around. But, I love Rui Hachimura. He's been such a great player, such a pleasant to have on this roster. And, I hope he continues to get those high minutes in the playoff environment. I'm interested to see him on the big stage, when all the chips are on the table. How's Rui going to respond? But, I think he's got a great core with him. And, like I said, LeBron's looking for him. When he's out on the court with him, LeBron's looking for him because he knows what he can do. He knows what he can contribute on that offensive end. And again, his strides defensively have been great in the hustle plays. So, overall, I've just been extremely happy with Rui's contributions. And, man, what a pickup. We got this man for Kendrick Nunn. We got him for Kendrick Nunn. I don't think you could do a better, player-for-player swap. I know we had to add in a couple seconds, but whatever. I couldn't have asked for a better replacement. This dude's been great. And, I hope he continues to be a part of our future, but I'm excited for his contributions this upcoming playoff run.
And Omar, take us home with a little Austin Reeves love, man. He just wrapped up an interview that dropped today with Sham Sharania, just pretty much talking about his potential future with the Lakers and just him continuing to find his role and confidence within his role with the team. He said that he would love to continue to be with the Lakers, and he's hopeful that this is something that can get worked out. Pretty much the standard, right, response that you would get from any upcoming free agent, but then he talked a little bit about his upbringing as far as his role on teams. He's like, I haven't been the best player on a basketball team since maybe ninth grade, maybe his senior year at Oklahoma. He's like, I've always had to figure out my role with players that are better than him, right? And with AD and LeBron, it almost feels like that has been Austin Reeves' basketball career, right? But still making that imprint and impact on the court, man. Just Omar, Austin Reeves is going to get paid. Hopefully it's going to be by the Los Angeles Lakers. But like Roy, he looks so confident and not scared of the moment, surrounded by the two Lakers stars. Just a little bit about Austin Reeves propaganda as we finish up the show.
Absolutely, man. I think Austin Reeves, like, this is what a second year leap looks like. When his number has been called, he's definitely stepped up. In the last 10 games, he's averaged 20.6 points, 58% shooting for a guard, which is insane, 6.1 assists and 3.5 rebounds. I think in terms of any complimentary player, like Austin Reeves is probably like the best type of player that can complement superstars. Another thing that, whenever we need a big time bucket, I feel like he's always there at the right place, hits a big time three, gets to the free throw line, always puts his body on the line. He fights positionally on defense. He's just that type of guy that is just like a connective player. He's a glue type guy on the court. And whenever he's eligible for that extension, I feel like this negotiation should be very, very easy. Like they should just be able to just sign that contract that day one. There shouldn't be any back and forth. I feel like, this is a long-term investment. It makes way too much sense. I know a lot of fans from other fan bases were, coming after him because of the grifting that he does. But look at him, like he's not even getting those foul calls like he was getting initially. He's still getting 18 to 25 points a game. He knows how to hoop, and that's what he does. And we got to keep these types of talents around, And I think he's going to be a big time of our future. And look, we finally found our starting two guard. I think for a few years we didn't have a shooting guard, and Austin Reeves just stepped it up, and I'm just so excited to see him grow continuously.
It's funny. When I interviewed Michael Duarte a couple weeks back, I believe for NBCLA, he was not confident that the Lakers will be able to retain Austin Reeves. I think it was just a combination of there are a lot of teams in the NBA and there are teams that are willing to just pay stupid money and see if the restricted team that he's a part of will match it. So he thinks that the money is going to be too rich for the Lakers to match. In that case, we will be sending out evites for the crypto.com burning ceremony at a later date. So make sure you are subscribed to the show to make sure you get those updates. But no, it's like you have to. You just have to. He fits all the boxes of young enough that he will be here ideally for the next 5 to 8 years, but old enough that he can help your superstars who are in LeBron's respect, as he's averaging 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. And I might have the assists and rebounds backwards, but he's able to help continue that man's legacy and trying to hunt down these championships. So Austin is a Laker, and hopefully he is a Laker that's going to be here for a long time coming. Roy, now we're starting to see those pieces, guys, with years. It's always been like, damn, the Lakers are kind of reshuffling the deck, and I don't really see any long-term pieces here. Everybody's rentals. There's fucking J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters in this bitch. Like, what is going on, right? now you start to see some young pieces, and the one that we have stashed on the bench and we haven't seen get any meaningful tick since pretty much the trade's gone through. Max Christie's another one that's shown that promise that he could be a really strong defending wing in this league, and that 3-point form looks pretty. Like that ball goes into the air for a good 7 feet before it just splashes down. So we got real high hopes for Max Christie as well. But enough about the future, folks. The Los Angeles Lakers are back in postseason basketball, locking down the 7th seed. Everybody wants to complain, oh, they're in the play-in. If they didn't make this dumbass play-in tournament, the Lakers would be in the playoffs anyway. So shut up. Just shut up. Do you like basketball or not? Especially if you want to be the ones that hate on LeBron James. Wouldn't you rather just see him lose in the play-in in the first round? Yeah, y'all don't really like the drama. That's why I wanted the Clippers and the Suns together, and I hope it goes 7, and I hope it's a great series because that's going to be great basketball. It's going to be entertaining basketball. Let's appreciate entertainment. We all love the Kings, right? But there's going to be some series in the playoffs that are going to be on the Food Network. Kind of need the Lakers for the entertainment purposes, fellas. They'll throw that shit on Lifetime in a minute.
At the Food Network, right after Guy's grocery
be on
games.
Chop.
First of all, Guy owns the Food Network at this point in time. It's just all him right now, and he just shows up to all the NBA events. So shout out to Guy Fieri
Doing his thing,
fellas. We here. We made it. We made it. There was work to be done, but God damn it, the first, we made it through the first heat of this triathlon. They added a quick little play-in tournament, but we're gonna take care of business there, and we will see everybody later on this week. We just locked in a very special guest for y'all, so we'll be recording with them on Wednesday and drop that episode on Thursday. So make sure you are locked in with us on socials to find out who that is. But that'll do it. That'll do it. Y'all enjoy the game on Tuesday. Oh, real quick, fellas. We know we all got the Lakers, but the other side of the play-in matchups, who do we have as far as the Pelicans Thunder coming out from over there?
I think I got the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're better at home, so it's tough though because SGA is kind of
SGA
and Giddy are filthy.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of I'm just gonna say the Thunder, man.
I'm gonna go Thunder. Honestly, yeah. Forget the Pelicans, man. I'm not rooting for them. No success on their end. I'm going Thunder.
That's right. That tank for Wemby shit. I got to go back to my bookmarks. I can't wait for them tank for Wemby hashtags to pop back up. All right, so then Minnesota, OKC. Who we got locking in the 8th seed?
I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
I'm gonna go Thunder again. I'm gonna say SGA takes the superstar leap. It shows that it wasn't a fluke that he averaged 30 points this season. That he's really out there and he's gonna game. I'm gonna give it to SGA. I'm gonna ride with the Thunder to snag that 8th seed.
I'm gonna say the bioterrorist is back and actually helps contribute by getting 27 rebounds. And I'm gonna say Minnesota locks in that 8th
No more
seed.
punches, right?
Right. Yeah, no more punches. He will have learned his lesson. What about you, O?
I got Minnesota too. I think it's just too much talent on that side and size.
And that will set the stage of a Nuggets, Minnesota, Timberwolves matchup. Or, the Thunder just keep surprising folks, a team that should be tanking for Wemby.
Should be in the grave, but
they're
playing.
Good for them. I'm sure their fans can appreciate all the years of tanking for them, like to actually overachieve when this could have been the year to really tank. But
dog, they made it and the Mavs didn't. Like I gotta give it up to the Thunder. They did their thing this season.
The Mavs they're not even in the plan. God bless America. And it said Kyrie skipped his media
day,
exit. Yeah, exit interview with the team. So we'll see where that
skipped
goes.
The exit interview with the team?
Exit interview. Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought he just skipped media availability. He said exit interview. Nah, call my agent. That's ludicrous. Well,
exit stage left. He just didn't sit.
All right, well, hey.
We'll be monitoring that closely.
Right.
Kyrie, maybe Trae Young. And Edwards, I was kind of just talking shit about, but we'll see. He might be over it too. But some big names, as always, are probably on the move in the NBA. But we will check back with y'all later this week. Thank you so much for rocking with us. For Kwame, it's Ricky. Go Lakers. We will check in with y'all on the timeline. Peace.